Have you ever had to throw out some of your toiletries or liquids while you're going through security at an airport? Or most likely, you've probably seen someone else ahead of you have to do it, or you've seen the bin with all the liquids of expensive cologne and skincare and all these things that people have to throw out while they're going through security. Well, I've been to 25 countries over the last 3 years, been kind of all over the place in different airports, different airlines, different flights. And I think at this point, I've gotten a pretty good idea of how to maximize and get the most efficient use of your space for your toiletries. So you're not throwing out any of that nice Dior cologne, something like that that's irreplaceable and costly. And it's just an annoying thing you have to deal with. So in this video, I'm gonna go through 5 things you need to do if you're trying to maximize your experience while traveling, not lose any toiletries at the airport that just causes a headache, have a nice stress-free trip, and enjoy your vacation. So let's get into it. All right, first things first, let's actually talk about the allowance you're able to have while traveling to most places and on most airlines. Now, of course, this does vary a little bit airport to airport, and in my experience, even can vary like agent to agent at TSA. Some people are maybe like a little bit more of a dick. Some people don't care. I don't really know. The standardization isn't really there, but overall, keeping them in a TSA approved size bag is gonna be really, really key. A lot of times if you have something larger and you have like a lot of toiletries, you're gonna see them actually ask you to remove everything out, put it inside a plastic bag that doesn't fit as well as something like this, because as you stretch the plastic bag, sometimes it breaks, sometimes it rips, and they are like just a little bit more finicky about actually using a plastic bag versus something like this that is the TSA approved size that will pretty much work anywhere. Now, with that said, generally there's actually a couple of cool things you can do to get the most out of this. So let's say you are traveling with a personal item and a carry-on, or a personal item and a checked bag, something like that. Obviously, it goes without saying, put your larger over 100 mil things in your checked bag. That's like a given. You know, if it's over 100 mil, they're gonna ask you to throw it out no matter how well you've packed it. But what you can do is, let's say you have a carry-on and a personal bag. Generally, you can have one of these sort of liquid repurposing bags, let's say one of these TSA bags, in each of your items. So if you have a carry-on, you can put one in there, and if you have a personal item, you can put another one in there. Because the way it's going through the scanner, they don't really know whose is who. So that way, I think most times you're gonna be able to get away with having 2 of these pouches. I've taken this on probably like 30, 40 flights, never had any issues since I started doing that. What that's gonna allow you to do is obviously like maximize the amount of space you have. And if you're someone like me who doesn't really travel with a checked bag all the time, it really gives you an option for all those sizes that are over 100 mil that you would have to get rid of or put in a checked bag. Simply, if you're not traveling with a checked bag, you cannot bring things like shaving cream that's over 100 milliliters, or large bottles of mouthwash. Some colognes are over 100 milliliters. Like, there's a lot of specifics that you just can't get around. So using things like this to maximize how much you can actually put in your carry-ons makes a huge, huge difference. Second thing I want to talk about is actually just resizing the products you're carrying into smaller sizes. So these tiny little things, I'm really particular about my hair. I generally only wash it with shampoo and conditioner once or twice a week if I'm in a really dry place. But for the most part, I only take these very, very small containers of shampoo and conditioner because I'm only generally washing it once a week or twice a week. So these tiny little things, and I believe these ones are 25 milliliters, they last me like a couple months usually because I don't really use that much. And that being said, if I do run out when I'm there, I can always restock. Now for things outside of shampoo and conditioner, maybe you're using on a more frequent basis. For me, that's things like skincare. I have 2 CeraVe bottles here. Both of them are 89 milliliters. So technically they are within the limit of what I can put in my bag. But as you see, let's say I put them in here, they barely fit in the top, and now they've taken up a ton of real estate in this bag. Even though there's no possible way I'm gonna go through 100 milliliters of skincare in like a week or even a month, like this generally gets me, I would say, close to 6 months worth of it. So what I do is, again, I repurpose them into these smaller containers. These ones are twice the size of the shampoo and conditioner, so I believe they're right around 50 milliliters. They don't have the size specifically on them, so I'm just basically basing it off of what I know. And these are a huge, huge difference. So let's say I can take half of this bottle. This is 100 mils, this is 50. Obviously, as you can tell by the camera, they're not even close to, like, this is way less than double the actual size of it, but the volume is probably the same. The shape of these is not very conducive. You'll see with a lot of skincare products, they have that sort of oddball shape that makes it really, really difficult to squeeze into these TSA bags. Third thing you need to do, generally this kind of goes without saying, is don't pack non-essentials. Things like maybe an extra large bottle of mouthwash. You're not gonna go through with that in a week vacation, and And if you are somewhere for a very long time, you can just buy smaller ones like as you go through them from any sort of convenience store as you get there. So, but I would say like think about things you're probably not going to use on your trip, like maybe hair masks or skin masks, moisturizer, like I said, extra large mouthwashes, maybe like foot cream, or like just really oddball stuff that you don't use all the time. And if you are needing something, you can always purchase it once you get there. And that kind of obviously rolls into our fourth thing you need to do. If it is something that you just run out of once you get to your location, just go buy the products. There's pretty much every place in the world is gonna have pharmacies or convenience stores where you can purchase skincare, where you can purchase deodorant, mouthwash, toothpaste, like all the essentials that you're going to need, that you don't need to stress about packing absolutely everything. Especially again, if you're someone like me who's going backpacking, space is so vital that you don't really have that much room to pack everything you want. And it is kind of like an unfortunate reality of it. Like typically I have things like face masks and hair masks, and if I have my highlights in, I need like purple shampoo and conditioner. And it is a little bit tough to make sure everything fits, but that's kind of the reality of the game. And unfortunately, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices if you are backpacking. If you are using a check bag, you can usually bring like way more toiletries, and then you're pretty much good to go. The fifth thing actually I see a lot of people doing, which is kind of funny, is packing things like your shaver or your toothbrush in your actual TSA bag. Like if it's not a liquid, it doesn't have to go in here. Like if you look at the size of my toothbrush box here, it's like pretty much the length of my TSA bag, and it's also huge. Like it takes up a ton of space. But the thing is, as long as there's no liquid in it, you obviously don't need to have it. This is for liquid, so you don't have to take it out of your carry-on when you get to security. You don't have to declare it. You don't have to do anything like that. It is typically like just an electronic, so you could leave it out of this and save yourself a lot of space. I see people doing that with like their razors, with their hair brushes, like anything like that. It doesn't have to go in here. The only thing you need to put in here is liquids. That also includes creams. So let's say, just for the sake of showing you here, I have one thing in here. This is like some hairspray. But let's say I was packing up for a trip. Here's my daytime moisturizer, my nighttime moisturizer, my shampoo and conditioner. Then I have face wash. I have some cologne. And then I have like my different skincare products. So this is like salicylic acid, eye cream, vitamin C. This is like a nighttime rejuvenating one. More eye creams, and my hair gel. So that is like not really well packed, to be honest with you, but this is essentially my entire skincare and hair care products that I need without even dabbling into the second pouch I would have. So my second pouch, I would probably put things like deodorant if I'm doing like a short trip where I don't have an option to go to a pharmacy and I need it and I'm going like maybe off grid. But generally, like, you can pack this a lot more efficiently as well. But I just wanted to show you an example of what you can get into one of these bags if you are packing a little bit smarter. Well, hopefully that was useful to see a little bit into my brain, how I plan to pack for some of these trips. I am looking forward to getting back onto YouTube. It's been a little bit of a break because I just haven't been traveling that much. But good news is we are heading down to Mexico, Argentina, Paraguay, Brazil, coming up very soon. Going to be a lot of exciting stuff coming there. If you do want to check out some more of my videos, I will link a couple of them here that are also related to traveling and staying in shape. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was useful. If it was, feel free to leave a like or comment in the section below. As always, my name is Alex. Welcome back to Lifting Nomad. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.